Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to another A World Betrayed DLC preview. And today we'll be covering Cao Cao, the strategic mastermind. Now Cao Cao is a very familiar character for us in the game. He's been around for all three different time slot starts, 182, 190, and now 194. And his factions still play largely the same. His starting situation for the 194 start is given as hard, and he still has the same bonus of minus 10% upkeep for cavalry, which is indirectly buffed given all the changes to the cavalry discounting and also to the increased upkeep cost in general for all units. He gets 15 plus military supply, and his faction specialization is still credibility, which allow you to incite proxy wars and influence diplomatic relations, and it's a resource that you recover over time. So plays the exact same way, has the exact same unique features. You still have the Tiger and Leopard Cavalry and the heavy Tiger and Leopard Cavalry. And lastly, your unique building is still the farming garrison, which alters grain farmlands and rice paddy farmlands into these military structures that provides you faction-wide replenishment if it's rice, or local replenishment if it's grain. Additionally, you have the Tuntian conscription building, which replaces your normal conscription building with some added benefits of boosting food production and providing the typical redeployment cost discount, extra seasonal retinue deployment slots, and starting rank. Now, noteworthy characters, they only show 4, but actually you start out with pretty much the whole gang. Everyone that's sort of associated with Cao Cao at this point starts out in your faction, and we're going to see that right away. So you're going to have a ton of great characters to start out with, although only one of the character is technically new in terms of the model, and that's Lady Bian, and we're going to get to look at her once we jump into the game. So we'll be showcasing this once again on Legendary 40 minutes, so see you guys in the game.
您被背叛了，主公。吕布煽动了您麾下的不少将士叛逃到他一方，打算一同反抗您的统治。
慷慨如我，亦要遭人背叛吗？很好，如今看来，无需对吕布这次手下留情了。此不过皮肉之伤，险戒之极，与我麾下大军不可同日而语。
如今陶谦已死。 主公应立即从吕布手中夺回都城，重整势力。
正是如此，陶谦恶徒谋害我父，本不该容他寿终正寝。不过现下盘桓于此并无益处。刘备继承了他的领地，目前而言，我不打算与他再起干戈。
待主公平定吕布之后，便可向西进军。 天子如今仍为李傕、郭汜2人所挟，而2人现下正为此大打出手。
他们若是鹬蚌相争，我正可以渔翁得利；若是他们因自相残杀而损耗兵力，那便无力抵抗我军的进攻。
此外，故都洛阳虽已毁于战火，却仍是天下人心中的帝都所在。主公自当将之纳于掌中。
的确如此，我当竭尽全力与袁绍抗衡。 此人势力日益强盛，且傲慢自大，不可轻视。假以时日，天下终究会重回太平盛世。在此之前，我当谨慎处置。
Alright, and character leaves. 程昱. Now why is 程昱 leaving us? That doesn't make a lot of historical sense. Okay. Sure. Okay, restore order. Lord Cao Cao, you are betrayed. While you were delivering justice against Tao Qian on behalf of your murdered father, your vassals at home turned against you. In their madness, they invited the treacherous rogue Lü Bu to lead them, but now you have returned, and the rebels are on the run. Reclaim your lost territory and destroy those who dare to betray you. So our goal is to drive Lü Bu from Chen and look for opportunity to restore your economy. Okay. So our first mission is to reclaim our capital through direct ownership or through military allies. Okay. Path to glory, we will get population growth, public order, and peasantry income boost. So all good stuff. And let's see. Let's take stock of things to come. So as we have explained in our Lü Bu preview, What happened is that we were out in the Xu province attacking Tuntian to revenge our father. When Lü Bu got, kind of connected with our local forces that we left, led by Zhang Miao and Chen Gong, and they betrayed us. So we had to withdraw back, and now we are here to chase them away. So we know Lü Bu's army started out over here, and we had to be careful about him. Now, I believe Cao Cao's campaign in the 194 start is not a main feature, but it is the period where Cao Cao really got powerful, because very soon we're going to see Li Jue and Guo Si break down, and the opportunity to capture the child emperor becomes available for us. And that's probably this event that sets Cao Cao up to become a major player during the Three Kingdoms, because he gained control of the young emperor. So we're going to see if those events trigger here, and we're just going to check out our start. Now, we do start, like I mentioned, with pretty much everyone that's known to be Cao Cao's faction. I don't know why Cheng Yu would leave us. It seems to trigger every time that I've tried so far, so it seems to be the case designed that way, even though Cheng Yu should be part of our faction all the way till 220, But we have the familiar characters, Cao Cao. Still have our sword, Trust of God. Still have our Shadow Runner. Xun Yu is with us, Burren officer, in leading his own army on the field. Cao Ren, our dear cousin, is with us. Yue Jin, the Lion of Yangping. Now, many players might not be too familiar with him, but overall, pretty good general in the game. One of the 5 elite generals in Cao Cao's army. And he has a very, very nice skill here called Inward Focus. 50% melee evasion boost, 100% melee attack rate boost for himself. It activates, has a 60-second cooldown, but also has a 60-second duration. So technically, you can spam this one, unless there's some sort of ability that enemy can have that shuts it down. So I guess it's kind of balanced for active buff, so that if enemy has white water or something that could shut down active abilities, then you won't get it. So it's technically like a passive boost that's always on, but it can be countered. There's some counterplay to it. But as a sentinel with both this extra melee evasion boost and melee attack rate, and by having Tenacity of Steel boosting your damage, he's a very, very good duelist in the game later on. Dian Wei, our bodyguard, very, very strong character as well. Has a mix of commander traits and a unique trait here called the Cry of the Forest. It basically triggers when you're below 20% health, and it increases your damage 5 more fold. So I think 6 times your damage basically, and it causes terror. The other one is also a commander boost. So in essence, I think they kind of give him this combination here because historically he sacrificed himself, guarding kind of a choke point to buy you time to run away. So he kind of, low health, Cry of the Forest, holding his ground, unyielding earth, and Stonebark because he took a lot of arrows too. Sad death. One of my favorite characters from Dynasty Warrior growing up when I was a kid. I played him a lot. But yeah, very, very light character. And then here's our new model. Lady Bian has not only a new model, but a new background called the Humble Matriarch. And it's fitting because she was an excellent, excellent wife. She wasn't Cao Cao's first wife. Cao Cao's first wife was Lady Ding, but Lady Ding didn't officially divorce Cao Cao, but they basically separated because Lady Ding couldn't get over the fact that Cao Ang died for Cao Cao. And the reason why Cao Ang died for Cao Cao in the same night that Dian Wei also died is because Cao Cao basically captured a faction and decided to go sleep with the widow of the faction leader's brother that night, which caused the faction leader that surrendered to rethink his surrender because Cao Cao is basically going a little overboard in terms of ethics. And he led a force to go try to kill Cao Cao, catching him in the act. And his bodyguard Dian Wei and his son, who he brought with him to his nightly meeting for whatever reason, was there to provide him an escape route so that Cao Cao lived, but Dian Wei and Cao Ang died. So Lady Ding never forgave him for that and just left him, even though Cao Cao tried to visit Lady Ding's home and convince her to come back. She never did. So Lady Bian ended up being the next wife. She was a concubine before, so she just got kind of a promotion there. And she got new traits, Not only did she get a new background called Humber Matriarch that increased satisfaction, faction-wide, great bonus because she didn't have a unique background before, but she also had, really bad traits that made her hate Cao Cao. I think they were both suspicious at one point, and apparently, suspicious people hate other suspicious people, and they never could get along. But here now she's dutiful, humble, and extinguished. And, this probably is more reflective of her in history, because when you have a husband who's always out at war, you have to hold down the home front. And she was a great educator as well. All of Cao Cao's kids turned out very, very, smart and, capable. Despite some infighting, I guess it's because they were all capable, that nothing's really wrong with Cao Cao's kids. So we also have Yu Jin, another one of the 5 elite generals. Xu Chu, the other bodyguard, pretty much took over Dian Wei's role afterward, and also a very capable general and one of the strongest characters in the game, because not only does he have Earth-Shattering Strike, which causes 9.4 splash damage, and this is on large unit size, so I think it doubles when you go to extreme, but it also causes a drop of 100% melee evasion on the enemy general. So great hit. And his weapon is 2.7k armor piercing. He has Stort Defender, which grants nearby generals, and I think including himself, 80% damage resistant. That's just a passive ability. So he just tanks damage forever, and he has extremely high health. And if you ever get him low, right, below 20%, he can activate this ability that makes him unbreakable. He loses all melee evasion, which sucks, but he gets 10 times damage, right? So he can basically kill you pretty easily when he's low health, if you can get him low health and not get killed by him before then. Very, very strong general. Xiahou Yuan is the one who got shafted. Makers of Wei, which is not that great, and a very standard tree with this replacement for Blazing Saddle, which it's not bad. It gives you extra charge bonus and charge speed and mighty knockback, which you already got from intensity, right? So this is kind of redundant, and you become fatigued afterward. So you give one really good charge and then you're done, when you could have just really good charges all the time. So it sucks a little bit here, but what can you do? And then you have Xiahou Dun, right? So these are the ones you had during all the start times. He has the Vengeance buff, which is pretty good, especially for champion. He gets some extra damage and also mighty knockback. Lastly, this new character here, Han Hao. So Han Hao is called the Feeder of Armies. Han Hao is a pretty great character too. There's a lot of good stories here in Cao Cao's camp, but since he's new, let's talk about him for a little bit. So Han Hao was one of these guys who, came from a very small village, and he joined the army, or not really joined the army, but he created a militia in his village to help fend them off from bandits. And he eventually, because of this, joined the military. And he was part of the original coalition that was being for Yuan Shao's coalition against Dong Zhuo. So he was participating in that. And from there, Dong Zhuo tried to turn him because his uncle was working in the government. So Dong Zhuo used his uncle to threaten him to come, and he refused, which made him quite famous. And Yuan Shu took a liking to him and gave him a promotion, trying to convince him to join him in a sense. But then during this period, Cao Cao was also part of the coalition. Xiahou Dun actually met him, and the two of them hung out a bit, and Xiahou Dun became really impressed by him and asked him to, basically work under Xiahou Dun as a subordinate, and he agreed. So the two of them got along quite well. It's unfortunately satisfaction is a little low here, but I'm sure we can fix that. Most of this is because we're playing a legendary, so there's a 10-point hit. But so Xiahou Dun took him in, And during this period exactly when Lü Bu was attacking Cao Cao, Xiahou Dun's camp actually got attacked. And Lü Bu had a group of men who flipped a few officers in Xiahou Dun's camp and had him hostage. So he was being held hostage in the camp, and it was basically chaos going on. And Han Hao gathered up all the other generals that were working there and told them to get their own men under control. And then he walked into Xiahou Dun's tent as Xiahou Dun was being held hostage by a group of men. And he basically told those group of men, it's like, do you guys think that holding the general hostage is going to stop me from killing you guys? And then he then said to Xiahou Dun, like, I'm sorry, but this is the way things have to be. And basically he scared the people holding Xiahou Dun hostage to releasing Xiahou Dun. And then he immediately executed every single one of them instead of giving them a chance. And after Cao Cao heard this story, he actually implemented this policy where you don't negotiate with hostage takers, and used basically what Han Hao did as a way to proceed. And the event of taking hostages just pretty much ended from there. No one tried it against Cao Cao's armies after that point. And why is he called the feeder of armies? And this is actually a very, very good background here, because if you notice, there's a portion of the bonus that's for own army. So you don't need to make him a prime minister. You just need to put him into an army, and you get 5% extra replenishment for that army, which is definitely amazing. And if you can stack that with, flexibility, and also make him, the general with the reach, he can give you a passive 10% boost to replenishment just with himself being there. Now, he's called the feeder of armies because he was one of two guys who suggested to Cao Cao to use the Tuntian method. As we know, Tuntian, if we just take an old building here, Tuntian is Cao Cao's unique conscription building chain. The term Tuntian itself means to have soldiers, when they're not fighting, to farm. And it was a method that was used for a lot of these abandoned land, because there were so many refugees at the time. A lot of the farmland were abandoned and not well developed. It was a method to get the army involved to redevelop land and to re-get displaced population back into the farms, so that there would be enough food for the army during wartime, and things for the army to do during those off seasons, right? There's going to be seasons where you can't really fight. The way that you have spring, summer, harvest, autumn, and then winter. The fact that you have a harvest season in the game is because during harvest season, a lot of armies don't like to fight because you needed the manpower to ensure the harvest goes well. So that's why in this construction building, once you go beyond the typical level 3, you start get the bonus to food production here, right? So you get 50% food production. Now, what I don't like about this building is that it does continue the conscription building train, which reduces local population, which technically makes sense because you're conscripting people for the army. But in this sense, you're almost kind of repopulating the people when you're using Tuntian. So maybe if they took that away as an extra bonus, but this building is already way too good in terms of gameplay, because you get 50% extra food. You get, compared to the bonus here, right? This is typically where the bonuses for all the factions stop. You get extra food, you get 3% extra redeployment costs, and you get an extra seasonal retinue deployment. So there's definitely tons of bonuses. Cao Cao's faction is really, really good at producing food, and his farmlands are also really, really good at replenishment, because he gets a different chain if you switch them over to the grain farming garrison or the rice paddy garrison. The grain version grants local replenishment to the local commandery. So everyone inside Chen will get 15%. If you have a rice paddy down south, it provides faction-wide replenishment. So basically, once you get a few rice paddies, you're going to be enjoying maximum 50% replenishment no matter what type of army you have. And if you go for those elite imperial unit armies that has the penalty to replenishment, you could easily get your total replenishment above like 70% or 80%. And those armies will always replenish at 50% anyways, beyond those negative factors. So definitely a lot of ways to utilize Cao Cao's faction for replenishment. One of the easiest factions to play. And it's easy and hard because you are starting in kind of the thick of things, and you have enemies potentially everywhere, but the tools you have as a faction, like the generals and the way you can use his buildings, definitely make him one of the easier factions to play in the game. So that's a lot of talk. Let's get our court in order. And one thing I like about the 194 star is you start out with a lot of your famous kids. The way the game approaches historical moment is that they try to capture accuracy at the moment of the start of the game. So if the kids weren't born in 190, they're not here. But if the kids are born already in 194, they put them in, right? So you have Cao Zhang and Cao Zhi. Cao Zhang is nicknamed the Yellow Beard. Maybe they'll put that in as his background because he had yellow beard for some reason. I think malnutrition, but who knows? But he turned out to be the greatest general from Cao Cao's second generation. And he didn't like to study books and literature, unlike Cao Cao and his other sons. He was a disappointment in that aspect. But he was a great leading general, and Cao Cao in the beginning didn't like him because he wasn't the scholar cookie in the family. But later on, when he grew up and became a pretty good general, Cao Cao was very proud of him. Cao Pi, as everyone know, I think he still has the political animal moniker. Eventually rise to lead them. Basically looked up to his dad, tried to be his dad, mini-me type situation. Cao Zhi is the poet, the most outstanding scholarly kid in the family. And Cao Cao really liked him growing up because Cao Cao, as much as he was great at military maneuvers and stuff, he was a poet himself. And part of his poem was actually used for the World Betray trailer DLC. At the very end, there's a piece of Duan Gexing in there. And Cao Zhi took after that part of Cao Cao's life, but so Cao Pi and Cao Zhi actually battled it out for a while for who might be the heir. But Cao Zhi lost out in the end because he had a lot of the crazy behaviors of poets, getting drunk, misbehaving. And Cao Pi was more of the manipulative, careful type. And obviously, none of them would have a chance if Cao Lang had lived. He's 17 now. He's about to hit 18. I guess come of age in 18 instead of 16 here for a World Betrayed. Because Cao Lang was, the one who was the oldest son, Lady Ding's boy, and basically the wife's son. So he had every right to inherit everything. And he was a great kid too. Learned military from his dad, was a good scholar. He was kind of the all-around kid. And Cao Pi and everyone knew that if brother Cao Lang never died, none of them would have a shot, and they wouldn't have fought over it. And it was because the oldest son had died that everyone else felt like they had a chance, right? Because then it's kind of up in the air to who gets it. Eventually, there's going to be more kids. Maybe we'll see more kids show up. Cao Cao had a few more kids that he really liked, but died young, and we'll see how things go. All right, that's way too. And I didn't do what I wanted to do, which I wanted to make Lady Bian our heir. There we go. Cao Pi can't wait. Mom's first. And we can also add Administrator, Grand Commandant, and Grand Excellency, and we might just do that. We don't really need boost to industry income right now because we don't have any. And we're not really recruiting any armies just yet because we have a big army. Administrators we do need, but maybe we want to put it into Chen instead of Yinchuan, so we're going to capture this first. We could negotiate a few trade deals first, though, before we get into a fight. What do you have? No Bi Fa. Tempting. This is also pretty good. But we're just going to go for money now. Alright, of these guys, Liu Biao, the one we're least likely to fight. We can obviously offer him food. We are, if anything, food rich. Ooh, there is something you should always look out for. I think it's called the Jade Horseman. It combos with Shadowrunner for a very nice boost, if you could see someone with it. Alright, in this case, we'll just dump you a food. I'm sure you need it. I remember playing Liu Biao with all those land developments in the wrong places. Here, have another. Okay, there we go. We got our trade deals in, and we're gonna attack with this army and reinforce with this because they have the siege weapon, so we can start the battle right away. Continue siege. Move them closer for reinforcement. We are just gonna delegate this. Save us a little bit of time, although we're gonna get hit pretty hard. Alright, Path of Glory. Check marked. Peasantry income boost. Cao Cao restore the damage done. At end of your turn, have an income at least 200. Hey, we have that. We just need to do something to refresh that. A trade deal or anything. Lu Bu's right there. Scary Lu Bu. I mean, when we play Lu Bu, it's scary. When we play Cao Cao, not so much. We got an armor out of that. Interesting. Except for all our characters are pretty much unique characters that can't use that Vanguard armor. We didn't really distribute these bonuses. Extra reserve. Extra trade influence. Alright, we'll take that one. Our wife will take the extra reserve one. Might as well. The others we can wait a little bit. Since she is faction leader, we're gonna go with this item. And we can definitely pick out a good administrator for Chen. Preferably someone with super high resolve for the population growth. Who has a... He already has this. -5 public order and administer commandery. -1 mustering turn. That's not bad. +5 reserve. So I think Sahodun might be best here. Even though his resolve's not the highest. But I don't mind the public order hit because we're probably going to be building tax collection anyways. He doesn't have this yet. Alright, so Xiaohodun you get to become, and he's plus Xiaohodun is also level 4, so there could be some satisfaction issue. Chen will be good. We are missing the livestock farm, which is a critical part of peasantry income. Let's see, how did they build this? They went with magistrate, bad building. Temporarily keep this one, tax collection. So with 4 slots, I think with Cao Cao's build, it's pretty much going to be tax collection, land development, government support, and then probably Tuntian. Although Tuntian does hurt population, it does give us a lot of food. Early on, we're probably not going to get super high population here, just because we don't have the reform for it, and we don't have... basically, we need to go tall build first. And then once we get a tall build, we might put in like a Confucian temple and maybe... Well, we also really want the forge. But we don't have any industry income, so we can't really force this here. I guess we could, but not ideal. Yeah, still had to figure out how to build stuff with this new DLC. She needs to constantly level up, so she can come here. Food production... Alright, construction cost discount. Doesn't get along with Xiaohodun, that's interesting. And... recruitment cost. This is pretty tempting. But we'll save that one maybe. Maybe we'll just go for food. Well, I might recall some people though. So... I don't know what's going to happen with Lu Bu's army, but he can't really beat us. Alright, I want Xun Yu in Cao Cao's army. So I can recall both of these guys. Yeah, I guess Xun Yu can lead. I mean, Yue Jin's pretty good, but he's level 1. We might want to switch someone over. Maybe even Xiahou Dun might be the best chance we have against Lu Bu early on. And he has reach. Yeah, you have so many choices in the beginning. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the level 1 Yue Jin back in there. We're gonna alter the army comp a little bit on these as well. Yeah, I'm really not afraid of the attack. Let's see. It's either Xiahou Dun or Han Hao. Play Xiahou Dun in the beginning. He can lead. Do we want recruiting? We probably do. So let's do this. We'll lose reserve, but I think we're increasing reserve by what? 8 a turn? So yeah, we'll be okay. So we'll still be positive and we can recruit a cheap army. And we can even promote someone to Grand Commandant. Let's take this. See, I'm dreaming about him giving me a mission that says put someone in as Grand Commandant, but that might not happen. Do I want Vanguard bonuses? I probably want Champion bonuses, which are also Peasantry bonuses. So I want to put a Champion in here. Oh, we have recruiters from the start. Huh, father of Tuntian. Yes, he's the other general. Cao Zhi. So it's him and Han Hao who came up with the idea of using Tuntian. And it's funny that he's available for recruitment too. He's a great administrator, isn't he? +3 public. Ooh. Meng Mei, householder. Mao Jie, enforcer. So I like how they give backgrounds to almost like more characters with each patch. 25% corruption reduced. Okay. Can I grab all 3? 3,000 gold. Can I afford that? Yeah, I can definitely afford that. Okay. Let's grab more awesome characters. Alright, so our reforms help a little bit because Cao Cao does start out with the 20% character salary decrease here. Also the red tree. Clearly you want to have some green tree for Cao Cao because you start out pretty much in the agricultural region. But things not too bad. You get access to level 3 temples, and you get pretty close to going for this extra replenishment, which you actually don't need at Cao Cao because you have so many other ways to get replenishment. We have the lumberyard in Luoyang, and we have Inchuan under our control. We're going to get rid of this building, and we're going to be building tax collection here as well. But we're going to keep this because it does give us a little extra income. I'm tempted to upgrade this. Alright, let's do it. And then we'll invoke faction. Upgrade settlement, sure. Upgrade government support, sure. We can do both here. I'm not sure about settlement upgrade though. That could wait a little bit, but definitely government support. We get to pick your skill tree too. Awesome. You're going to be a administrator for sure with this bonus, 25% corruption for administrator commandery. So we're going to build you this way. He doesn't have any other good traits, but that alone is worthwhile. And I believe that's everything we need to do this turn. Yeah. We might recruit a few units later, but now we're good. These are super expensive. But I'm going to keep them just because Lu Bu is close by. We might need them to actually fight Lu Bu. If we get rid of the threats, I'm definitely going to get rid of these buildings. They're just too pricey. Especially after they lower the recruitment cost, but up the upkeep cost. It's probably better to get rid of them if we don't need them for a while. But with that said, let's continue. Alright, Yuan Shu declares war on Liu Chong. Yang Feng declared war on Li Jue. So Yang Feng is the guy who we destroy to get the emperor from. Yuan Tan, okay. What, you want to separate from your dad? Alright, we got the income all done. 6k population growth, 6 public order, 50. That's nice. Pursue Lübu. This is what they teach you not to do since Dynasty Warrior came out. So we give chase and destroy the faction. Basically take out his last piece of land. Well, our assignment's active, so it's cheaper to recruit units. We got Jin Xuan. Interesting. Yang Ren. This guy of gold. Is it just because his name is Jin? Jin is gold in Chinese. Pang Ji. Oh, he's from Yuan Shao's faction. Yep. He leaves Yuan Shao's faction in the beginning. Okay. We'll pass on them. We're gonna go out over here and then do our recruiting there. I would be lying if I said I wasn't entirely scared of this guy, but let's see, 4,000 gold. We want one more of these. Archer's pretty bad. Archer militia is like really bad. But if I remember correctly, he doesn't have any range block chance. Right. So archers might not be terrible against that army of shock cavalry and G infantry and other archer militias. So we're just gonna spam these, spam some frontline units, and preserve our 1 gold income. It's okay. Tax collection's coming online very soon. Don't worry. Our income will survive. Let's continue. All right. It's fine. He recruited 1 extra unit. That's fine. We're going to wait 1 more turn, and then we're going to march out. I think we'll be strong enough in the spring to go fight him. Upgrade this. Oh, we could do this for the mission. We're actually short on food. Oh, because it's winter. It's okay. That just hurt our reserve for 1 turn, but everything should bounce back next turn. Seasonal food shortage. Let's continue. Alright, Cao Cao's, no, not Cao Cao, Yuan Shao, our old friend, is asking us to form a coalition with him. We know this plays into his faction need, and we're not going to be old friends for very long, so reject. Okay, we have an interesting development. Not that. That's not that interesting. We finished government support, so we get support from peasantry, some happiness for our champion, also population growth, which is great. Population growth is underrated, and especially now with the new population change, we get bonus to all income sources with that. But tax collection, pretty much spamming that. 3 turns. Yeah, so we still need that active. See, our income bounced back with the construction of these 2 buildings. He's trying to attack us without a siege weapon. So he can siege if he want, because we're going to go behind and take this. Too bad we can't reach. Xiaohodun, you fail. Or we can do this, and then when he siege, we go take care of the siege. And then we can still heal up a little bit during this turn. I know we give up mustering, but that's fine. You can't keep mustering all the time. Zhang Liao already left them? Oh, we're poor. We could sell stuff. We could Liu Chong, I know you're in war with Yuan Shu, but I require a financial injection of not too much. 127. See, not asking for too much. We can get more. This way we can get Zhang Liao. Oh, we're recruiting so many generals. Could be a spy. But even then. Let's see. Dissatisfied with your old lord, please? Yes. Grudge against. So basically his satisfaction dropped too low. Got banished. Alright. Let's see. What can we get? We can get another trade route. That should help. Get level 3 tax collection building, which would help. Actually, this would help more. We're kind of running out of potential trade partners anyways, because I do want to go to war with Yuan Shu eventually and Li Jue, so It's green because they represent the empire right now, so Cao Cao is giving them a little bit of respect. But that's it. Let's continue. Alright, they didn't siege. They probably saw the army and run. We can go to the edge. Where did he go? Watch him sneak out this way. It doesn't really matter. They can't, without siege weapon, they can't attack us. Who leveled up? Lady Bian. Wonderful. She needs to pick up the leadership traits. And we're good to go. Just gonna continue destroy Lu Bu and see what happens next. Alright. Division in the capital. Okay, chaos is forming the capital. Our chance is almost upon us. So let's get rid of this Lu Bu threat right now. He went back in. They recruited what, extra archer? Or really scary units, huh? Alright. Free upgrades. It's pretty much giving our economy a chance to grow. I mean, public order is not going down so much. You know, we have a lot of different boosts in terms of reforms and faction-wide to help us, even as we spam these buildings. And we'll try to balance it out, you know, going forward, because we want the population growth. Alright, let's continue. Alright, Li Jue is offering us non-aggression pact. We're going to refuse because things might not be so friendly going forward. Okay, they did. Okay, so Dongzhuo separatists have formed. He Yi pieced out. Okay, oh, because Han Empire was kind of switching hands. Okay. Talon comes of age. Fear of assassins. Oh, this happens quite a bit. We're just gonna reveal. It's kind of playing a trick. So Yu Jin leveled up. I think we're gonna use him for the battles. Yeah. So we're gonna go this way. Yue Jin also leveled up. Also an excellent fighter. We're gonna go top here and here. Sentinels take quite a while to develop. Hard to keep you happy, huh? Where's our son? There he is. Still Prince Min. Min just means regret and sadness, and it's the title given to him after he died. You know, because he died so young, so he was called the Prince Min of Chen. So, yep. Liu Chong eventually has this name title too. Basically, it's just given to a lot of these royalties that died young. But very, very good son. Modest, brave, dutiful. Alright, let's end them. Yeah, I predict it's a pretty tough fight too, but let's do it. Alrighty, time to crush Lu Bu and Cheng Gong. So, obviously we don't mind the rain just because we don't have flaming shot yet. First time testing out trebuchets after the nerf. Their accuracy got hit by 15%, which I don't think actually mattered too much if you use manual aiming. It does hurt their accuracy against towers, I guess, during sieges, which might be a little rough, but other than that, it should be okay. We have a pretty good front line here. I want to stretch it out like this. Oh, sorry. Keep messing up. I don't know if it's my mouse messing up or the way the land is framing it. There we go. Other way, please. Yeah, see, it always moves a little bit extra. That's not me. That's the game. See, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay. Let's move them here. Move him here for the buff. And these are our anti-Lu Bu measures. He's not our anti-Lu Bu measure. Doesn't work that way. Alright, we'll cover rear flank. Burn. There we go. All right, let's see how the aim works. So so 15%, nerf, it just means the circle is bigger, right? Which I think is fine because if you just aim for really dense areas, you're still gonna do about the same damage. And sometimes I feel like if it's not accurate, it's even better on open field because you can, cheat out a little extra distance. And sometimes when you become level 10, the circle becomes so small that, you're just hitting like a small point. And it's better to splash into a zone. Now, obviously, the accuracy of those suck. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like they're probably that much worse. Right? You're still getting pretty good damage. So we don't see the flaming shot, so we can't really check all the locations of the hit. But I mean, like, even at close range, yeah, it's still small. Yeah, it's still good. Here they come. Alright, they're going from this side, so we're gonna tough them up here. Hide our guys over. No. No, not suiciding. I know how that story ends. They have fire arrows? Chunggong? You sneaky guy. Wow, they found an angle. Oh no, they still got hit pretty hard by charge reflect. Not letting you take a second charge. See, it's weird, the selection. Alright. Hold. Hurry up, hurry up. They're resetting. Alright, you guys auto fire. I gotta start finding a way to kill Lu Bu. Yeah. Yeah, the way I don't know. Ooh. How did we lose the front line? He has so much health. How did he break? We didn't boost. My bad. Must be the fire arrow effect. Can we shoot these? Perfect. Get them. That's exactly what we hired you to do. Oh, getting debuff by Chunggong. Here, why don't we kill Chunggong first? Cao Cao killing Chunggong would be kind of poetic here. Alright, you guys fodder for a little bit against Lu Bu. He's gonna crush you guys, I know, but we're gonna get rid of Chunggong first. Call these three. Yeah, no one has a shot against him. We'll occupy him, maybe? I know we're killing our own men, but we're fighting Lu Bu. We gotta be creative here. No. You guys are not chasing. It's not working. You guys up? We're back. Xun Yu, get out. Xun Yu, get out. Oh, you can stop his ability. Stay here. Stay here. Protect Xun Yu. Protect Xun Yu. Alright, surround Xun Yu, just body block for him. So he can't slam the ground anymore. Wonderful. Now we can just swarm him. Or hamstring him. Just stand around Xun Yu. There we go. Cao Cao got killed. It's okay, we got resiliency. But that's crazy. That damage. Get him. That's the damage boost you needed. Oh, got him. Well, he died quickly. Okay. We won. Cao Cao took a whacking, but alrighty. So we finished Pursue Lu Bu. A falling star, old alliance crumbles, destroy the falling... Oh, this is a long-term challenge. No, 25 turn challenge. That's not possible. That's really not possible. That leads into Guandu, right? Because the time period we're about to hit 197-ish. Okay, so I see where they're leading us with this. Let's take a few more turns and see if we can get any events out from the west side. We will just keep this army. It's fine. We're going to run our economy with free buildings for a little bit. And we can upgrade 2 slots because we hit 1 million population. Oh, this is a very neat change. So every million you can get additional building construction slot. In Chuan, do we want replenishment here? I guess we could. We lose out a little bit of food and it costs a little bit of more upkeep, but we get replenishment and a better garrison. Let's do it. Let's use our faction unique buildings. And over here we could do the same thing, but we have a current build. Alright, so we're good. Let's continue. I just want to see if we get more events in the future. Gao Shun's available. Hou Chen as well. These are both Lu Bu's officers. We'll take him. There's so many I want to recruit. His bonuses are not that great. Ooh, income from all sources. I lied. He's pretty good. Alright. There goes our economy. And they said Sun Ce had all the officers. Look at us. Alright, let's continue. Alright, Zan Ba invites us into a coalition. No thank you. He's semi-bandit now. Like, he's supposedly kind of a Taishan bandit region. I guess bandit is a kind of a loose term to use here, but reject. Alright, Yan Baihu and Sun Ce is going at it. Got liberated. Okay. That's quick. Got liberated already. Lu Bu flees to Liu Bei. Sure. Tao Shang, Liu Xun. Oh, Liu Xun. Yuan Shu's men. Also can't keep him happy, I guess. Chen Ji. Chen Ji is also Yuan Shu's men. I guess also can't. I guess a lot of people are just leaving Yuan Shu. Tao Shang. Didn't like to live under Liu Bei's rule? Or are you spying for him? The game's trying to guide us towards the north, but I don't know if that's the way things should be. I feel like we should be heading over here. Save the Emperor. But we're not getting events for that, so I don't know what to do. Zhangjiao's unhappy. Our economy's unhappy because it's winter. We can either do that, or we can just give him a position here. He doesn't get along with anyone. Really? Alright, I might not want to do that then. We can always upgrade our tax rate a little bit, because we don't mind farming rebels. We are keeping a super expensive army, especially these 2 cavalry. We should just get rid of these, and then instantly we have economy. Say goodbye. It's okay. The good news is they're not that expensive to recruit back. Only 1,000 gold now. So the ratio is really off, you know. It's like if you don't need them for like 3 turns, it's just better to get rid of them. We should have got rid of them right after the battle. They were basically there just to destroy Lu Bu. See? Economy A-okay right here. He's not in the army right now, which is an issue, which is why I'm hesitant to give him any of these. Master of the Hunt. Poison arrow on own retinue. Wow. How do we unlock this? Win a battle where one of your character present has a rival that were among the defeated characters. Oh, Chen Gong and Cao Cao are rivals, so I think that's when that triggered. Cool. Maybe just the item for now. Right. Okay. Stay content. Things will be okay. Let's continue. Alright, Zanba got destroyed by Zhengjiang. Forward. Okay. So I feel like we should just go to war with them. We're not getting any event triggers, which is a little disappointing. Probably level 4 corrupt. Yeah. Who else is sad? Han Hao. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep everyone happy. We could maybe I shouldn't have moved. Maybe we could have done this. We could have fought here in Dong and grabbed the temple. That would have been 10 more points of satisfaction. And going to war with Zhengjiang doesn't really hurt anyone. Yeah, let's play a better strategy actually. Yeah, I'm just going to try to take a few more turns to see if we can spawn any events. If not, we're probably just going to call an end to this preview here. Let's continue. Alright, Summer 196. Still... Oh, Emperor escapes. So this is what I was waiting for. Yang Feng and the Emperor escapes. Do we have a mission to go capture the Emperor? We don't. That's such a lost opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna give them a chance. One more turn. To see if we get a mission to go save the Emperor. Because now that Yang Feng has him, that's when we come in and grab him. Yeah, Yang Feng's right here. Also, moving our army over there was not a bad idea. But if we need a mission, right? It's not like we're going to declare war and steal the Emperor. Alright, Zhang Liao can do something here. Oh, he has the farmer trait? Mao Jie, how are you so useful? Wait, how are you so useful? Agriculture development? Wow. So he is the same as the farmer. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I know we have a lot of sad faces not managing this really well, but let's just go one more turn. I just want to know if there's a story mission for us to go save the Emperor. Quote unquote save. Okay. Lady Wu took over for Wu Jing. So Lady Wu left Sun Ce's faction. What a mess. Liu Bu betrays Liu Bei. Sure. So there's no story mission. A little disappointed about that, but we could just take them, I guess. I guess my original instinct to go near the capital was fine. But historically, basically, you know, more mess going on in the Civil War, another separatist faction. Yang Feng guards the emperor and the rest of the court to escape from Chang'an all the way back to the ruins of the old capital. And that's when we swoop in to rescue the emperor. And that would have replayed if I just went forward one more turn instead of turn back to try to capture the temple. But it seems like at this point it's player freedom, which is fine, I guess, in a sense. And that's our preview for Cao Cao. Lots of good characters, just tons of good characters. But things could be a little rough managing these good characters. But if you're careful about it, I think if you get the Emperor and then you pick up the temple, you should be fine. It might just cost you a little bit of gold in the beginning to keep everyone happy. You could just summon them onto the field, get rid of their retinues in a separate army, and this way they won't drop any more lack of purpose, and then they will be pretty content. So you just got to play around with that. and not really a big issue. So see you guys next one. Bye.